We've been hearing for years that the Spider-Man of Sony's universe would be revealed to be Andrew Garfield. All of these scoops from insiders turned out to be complete BS. But now, according to a report, they have found their Spider-Man. Well, not the actor, but which Spider-Man they're using. And it's none other than Miles Morales. So out of all the potential Spider-Men, what they could be doing, having a second Peter Parker, going with another Ben Reilly outside of Spider-Noir, which that is Nicolas Cage playing Ben Reilly, it sounds like Sony has found how they're going to do it. So this report circulated online for a while, and it took me a while to trace back the source of it because of people quoting things and quoting a website of their own that they co-run, conveniently enough, then quoting a tweet which leads to another website they run. And the initial source, as far as I can see by searching back the original quote, comes at us from Alex Perez of Cosmic Circus, who said that according to the information that he has and what he's seen, Sony intends to make Miles Morales the Spider-Man of their universe, and that universe will be established after Secret Wars, and that then all the upcoming Sony films that they have in mind, whether or not they're connected to that Spider-Man or a spin-off based on a villain, which Sony has reiterated they still want to make, will all be set in the confines of Miles' universe. So let's just call it, I guess, the Ultimates film universe or whatever. And again, this is an interesting one because Sony then is off on their own again. You know, they're the only ones doing Miles, which means we're not getting Miles in the MCU. And it also means that the villains that Sony's going to put in this are going to be embargoed from Marvel Studios and vice versa. Whichever villains Sony locks in with Marvel Studios for the MCU is probably going to be prevented from being in this. And without a Spider-Man in that universe, if Miles is just his own Spider-Man, or if Peter Parker, his Spider-Man, dies and they follow that route, we're still left in a position where they don't have a giant playground to play around with, you know, because they don't have all these Marvel characters. Even the Spider-Verse film used Kingpin, you know, a Daredevil villain. So it'll be really interesting to see how they move forward with this and what Sony's intent is with Miles Morales. My guess would be that Marvel Studios is going to try to talk them off the ledge by saying, how about we co-produce the next 3 MCU Spider-Man? We'll co-produce with you the next entries for Spider-Man in your own universe, aka the Ultimate Spider-Man with Miles. And eventually we can do what we did with the Ultimates, merge them, and then you got Second Life for Miles. You would hope that that's the case, you know, because that's literally following the comics. But at the same time, I get worried because we've seen what happens with Sony on their own with live action films. Now, I know some people will say, well, you're wrong. I love The Amazing Spider-Man 2, or I love TASM 1, or I love Spider-Man 3, or I love Venom, or whatever, right? I get it. That's a matter of opinion. But factually, those films did not work because the box office is diminishing and continued over every entry in the Venom franchise. The TASM, that franchise literally stepped off a cliff. Spider-Man 3 was botched. TASM 1 was a complete departure for all the wrong reasons. Some of them were smart reasons, but it just didn't work for them, which is why they pivoted. Sony, left on their own, do not have self-control anymore. And since their film division is run by the guy who wanted and made sure that X-Men Origins Wolverine ended up being the film it was, does anybody further trust them to be able to handle a live-action Miles Morales? Now, somebody's going to say, but they do it great in Spider-Verse. You love those films. I do, yes. But the animated division is not overseen as much as the live-action because the difference in budget is 100 to 150 million. You know, the moment you step into $200 million budget, the overlords at Sony are being careful because that's a majority of their money that they can spend per year on films. So I'm getting a bit worried about Miles. I really just want it to work out. I hope we can get it the right way. That's if this report from Alex is correct. But then again, who knows? Maybe, just maybe, smarter heads will prevail and we're going to get what we want. I hope. Thank you for checking out that video, and thank you for your continued support. Feel free to like, share, subscribe, do whatever you will, and if you're so inclined and would like some additional content from us, which includes unfiltered content and bonus discussions, we do offer exclusively in our member section. We hope to see you there. So thank you for watching, and have a good one.